I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. What could be the problem at Lake Minnewaska, the popular swimming spot at the Minnewaska State Park Preserve? The lake was closed over the weekend after lifeguards began complaining of burning sensations in their throats. Complaints came in from swimmers as well, leading to the decision to make the lake off limits to swimmers. Both the State Department of Environmental Conservation and the Ulster County Health Department have launched investigations to determine the cause of the problem. Reporter Adam Bosch will have the latest in tomorrow's Times-Herald Record. Guilty pleas in Orange County Court today for gunpoint robbery in Middletown back in January. 21-year-old Edward DeGorff of Fort Montgomery and 22-year-old Dante White of Middletown pleaded guilty to first-degree robbery charges for the armed robbery of another man on Montgomery Street. DeGorff will be sentenced to 5 years in prison. White is expected to get 10 years due to a prior felony conviction. The take from the robbery, $14.
I do, by virtue of the authority vested in me under the laws of the state of New York, pronounce you married and united as one.
Sunday was an historic day across New York State as same-sex couples obtained marriage licenses. On the first day, gay marriage became legal in the Empire State. In the Hudson Valley, town clerk's offices were open in Kingston, Warwick, Middletown, Shandaken, and Woodstock, with some New York judges making themselves available to marry the couples after waiving the 24-hour waiting period after the license application was filed.
You shall covenant.
To be my wedded spouse.
To be my wedded spouse.
From this day forward.
From this day forward.
For
Julia Powell and Chandel Tuggle drove from Troy, Pennsylvania to get married in Woodstock, where 6 marriage licenses were issued to same-sex couples on Sunday. Meantime, opponents of same-sex marriage say they will push for a statewide voter referendum as a way to try to overturn the new gay marriage law. 2 officials from the senior citizen organization AARP were at the Government Center in Goshen today. Drop off petitions containing more than 4,000 signatures to the office of Congresswoman Nan Hayworth. The petitions, which gathered supporters online, call on members of Congress to not include cuts to Medicare and Social Security in any plan to raise the debt ceiling or reduce the federal deficit.
Every year, more and more people rely upon these programs as a vital safety net, particularly in these troubled economic times. People rely on them more and more, and especially with a program like Social Security, which does not contribute 1 dime to the national deficit. We should not be talking about ways to reduce benefits for people as a way to reduce the benefit. That program should only be strengthened.
Each member of Congress is getting an online AARP petition with signatures from those in their district this week. According to the organization, half of older Americans rely on Social Security for 50% or more of their family income. Reporter Chris McKenna will have more on the AARP position and the ongoing federal debt ceiling debate in tomorrow's Times-Herald Record. Elsewhere, a driver was killed Sunday in an accident along the Ulster County stretch of the Thruway. 28-year-old Vamil Mendex of Paterson, New Jersey, was pronounced dead after being airlifted to St. Francis Hospital in Poughkeepsie. Police say it happened when the SUV went out of control and flipped over several times in the northbound lanes near New Paltz. Mendex was not wearing his seatbelt and was ejected from the vehicle. His 5 passengers were not seriously hurt. For those of you keeping score, New York State Electric and Gas set records for customer power usage at the peak of last week's heat wave. Last Thursday, NYSEG customers used 3,346 megawatts of electricity, setting the all-time record that was set back in August of 2006. Company President Mark Lynch said the utility systems held up well despite the stressful weather conditions. Over in Orange and Rockland utility territory, Friday reached the second highest weekday electricity demand in their history. And Saturday was the 3rd highest peak demand Saturday in O&R history. And it was bedlam in the village of Greenwood Lake on Saturday as teams of competitors battled it out during the annual bed races. 12 teams brought their homemade racing beds to the starting line on Windermere Avenue. And yes, there were strict rules that had to be followed. Each bed had to have 4 wheels, They could only be pushed from behind and no motors could be attached. The team from Emerald Point won with the fastest time of 20.91 seconds. So, if you're thinking of entering your bed next summer, that time should be your training goal. A forecast with high temperatures in the 80s will seem cool compared to what we've been dealing with of late. Tomorrow will be mostly sunny and very warm with the highs in the upper 80s. More sunshine in the forecast for Wednesday with temperatures reaching the mid-80s. When news happens, you will find it here at Record Online. And get all the day's developments by picking up tomorrow's edition of the Times-Herald Record. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.